Hey, welcome, my galactic brothers and sisters, my Earth friends. I appreciate you showing up for another episode of Electrical Theology, Esoteric Life Coaching. If you haven't been with me here before, my name is Charles, and basically, I basically deal in the esoteric. I have for pretty much my entire life. It's studying mythologies, paranormal, metaphysics, and a host of other things throughout my life, which in all sort of accumulated or culminated into the study of what I call electrical theology, which is just getting in to know yourself, right? It also helps us understand how to get to know ourselves, right? This is a show about esoteric philosophy that shares the divine knowledge for the purpose of connecting, communicating, and interpreting cosmic information. What is cosmic information? Well, it's what you are. You are made from the cosmos. You are electricity, you are ions, you are atoms, and a whole bunch of other names we can name. But basically, how do you interpret what's going on in your life, right? If you're trying to manifest something, today is realms of expanding consciousness and the secret grid, and that understanding the secret grid or this realms of expanding consciousness helps us understand how to manifest. And what is manifesting is just bringing into your reality the people, places, and things you want. If it's love, if it's money, whatever these things are, we have to bring them in from the know things. We have to form it from the know thing, right? And before it becomes a form, it came from the unformed, right? We talk a lot of this about in the early videos. Go back and watch those because I'm beginning to take some of those videos down and I'm putting them over there on Moments, and that way you can go watch them, much like a old movie. You got to pay $3.99 or whatever price I set up if you want to continue watching those or learning those, because I gave them out for free. And now for the people who are coming in, if you want that further information, you can find a lot of that on my Moment site, or the links down in the description, or on my website, which I'll put in later. Um, so basically, understanding how electricity or how energy comes in. A few weeks ago, we had this slide up. In this big V we see here, this V is the old symbol for receptivity or feminine. You have to receive that from the know thing or from the unformed, right? So you're the one who formed it. Your thoughts you have, look at it like a forest, right? You're forming this forest around you. And the more thoughts you have, the more tree thoughts, if you will, are just growing, growing, and growing. Next thing you know, you don't know where you are in that forest, right? And the know thing realm up here in the top, the know thing realm is basically ions, atoms that are not formed yet. And this is where you're starting to form your thoughts, right? These trees, these in your forest that you've created. So if you have thoughts and you're going through stuff, on Wednesdays I sort of go back yesterday and watch the video on tarot because I'm beginning to teach you spreads, but also giving you readings. And same as I'll do today, I'm going to give you a reading because it has to do with the thoughts, your force that you're creating. And the energy that a lot of you may be feeling right now is one of no one gets you, right? No one wants you. No one wants to hear you. No one wants to hire you, right? No one wants to talk to you. Whatever this no one wants to hear you or listen or any of this stuff, right? That makes you feel like you're the only one in the forest, right? And then you try to pray out and meditate out or whatever to get out of the forest. But since you're the one who created the forest and put yourself in the forest, right? You're the only one who can get you out. You can pray all day long, but no one's going to get you out there. Now, part of what we'll go over today in the realms is that there are going to be your 7 personalities, right? Your 7 frequencies, your 7 angles, not angels, but angles, right, of thought. These are your types of arc, right? These colors are arc waves. This is archetypes, type of arcs. All right, so we'll go over your 7 personalities of what we know as the archetypal you. And we got to understand which one are you praying to get you out of the forest, your thought forest. You can pray all day long, but you're not going to. You're going to have to reach deep within the esoteric, the inside you, the secret you, the one that you don't show the public all the time. And therein lies half our issue, is that you should be, whoever you are internally, should be what you are externally without any filters. That makes sense? So the 7 personalities is what we have to focus on. We talk about deep focus, deep listening, right? No one wants to listen to you because you're whining about everything in life. You're complaining about everything. Are you a light to anyone? You can be outside someone's forest and shine a light in, and someone may see that light. But it's not that anyone doesn't want to listen to you. It's just you're the one who is making it so no one is on the same frequency. You're combining your 7 personalities, and we'll go over this in a minute. You're going over your 7 personalities, and you're confusing them all. You don't know which one to bring out for what scenario, right? So where are you asking or operating from? Where are you asking the questions from? Where are you asking your questions from? So when you're saying, I want to get out of here, what's my direction, what's my path? Then what personality, what intelligence? These are a group of intelligentsia, and there are 7 of your personalities. So are you down here, which we'll go over in the bottom frequencies, the higher frequencies, middle frequencies? Where are you asking your questions from? Because if it's a low frequency, no one wants to hear this low drumming all the time. Each one of these personalities have their place and time. But if you're just droning one all the time, then your strength will be weakened. You'll be tempted to do all the negative things in your life. You'll go against your own internal compass or your compassion or passing ions, all same word. The elixirs you'll be serving yourself are in one way toxic or poisonous. Right? So no one wants to be around that. It's not that they don't want to be around you. They don't want to be around what you're mixing. Right? Once you straighten your thoughts, and you're the only one who can straighten your thoughts, right? You can come to someone like me, and we can reflect and reframe what it is you're telling us, and you're going to then have to own and take responsibility for those thoughts, actions, and emotions you've been creating. All right? So as you begin to understand your thinking process, then you understand that in the no thing, or the unformed, before you think a thought, that Genesis thought, that first thought that comes in, exodus out of the no thing. And then it's up to you to continually vibrating, or in this wavelength fashion, bringing down, and it gets more constricted as you see these yellow V-shaped lines here. This energy bounces back and forth between this yellow line, if you will, and it gets faster and faster, 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 until it concentrates so fast into your life. Right? This is part of manifesting. This is how you bring things into beingness, right? Into thingness. And you have the ability to change it on the spiritual realm or the electrical realms, and reorder those ions in a different fashion. So together they start forming what it is you do want. You have to understand here that in the preform or unformed realm, this is what we call the present moment, right? The scent. This is where it's sent from. Your thoughts are sent from the no thing or that. And once the no thing starts forming from the unformed, it's being sent out. Now, as it continues down into the mental realm, or into the chemical realm, then this starts what we call coming into the present, right, or the present moment. This mental realm is the present moment, but we got to hyphenate pre and sent. So it's the present. Why is it present? Because it came from the sent. So it's present. So once it was sent, it then becomes the present, because it's already been sent from the pre, if you will. I know it gets confusing, but just hang with me. And once it goes from the present moment, it then goes into the physical realm, which you and me are here. This is how our thoughts form into a person, place, or thing, or concept, or idea, any of this stuff. And it's depending if we take that present thought, and then how do we present this thought to the world? Well, we represent the original thought. So it's pre, and sent. Make sense? So we represent what you are, your outcome, what you show the world, right? Or what you show yourself is a representation, a representing of ions. So you presented the ions initially up here, right? You present them, sent them, or I know it gets confusing with the word, but just know that there was a sent, a present, and a represent. Or we can also look at it as that it was a pre-sent, but it was already sent. Does that make sense? So we don't want to get too confusing. Just keep it easy. Is the sent, the pre-sent, the represent. So the representation, or how you're representing the ions that you created up here, are showing, right? How you made that movie shows up on the screen when you project it, right? So let's sort of get into understanding the. We'll go over this next week. And so what I'm going to do today is describe your 7 personalities. So when you start manifesting consciously with deep thought, right, you start clearing away the forest, right? So you can't see the forest for the trees, as it said. But eventually the forest is just an illusion. Right? Your thoughts that are keeping you from manifesting what it is, the desired state you want in this life, making the choices that you want. These thoughts will eventually clear once you understand who's asking the question, what personality within you is asking the question. So let's quickly go over in the red vibration, right? We have the magician, the strength, and the devil. Now, why are we labeling it like that? Well, most of y'all should know if you've been watching the channel. So if you look at this chart, then it says, because I combine it with the energy that's flowing in from the sent or the pre-sent, or that, then the magician has limitations, or it can be unlimited, depending if you look at light or shadow. So if I go up here, you see where it's unlimited, limited. But what we want to look at is the magician, strength, and devil. Each one of these are ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mental, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spiritual, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are all ones. The muse, the hermit, tower are twos. All right, so you get the idea here. So same thing. The reds, the orange. Right, ones, all the ones are red. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get all the chart. This is the same chart I've been showing you for months. So I'm just giving it to where what personalities. So in the red personalities, it's the magician, strength, and devil. Now there's a light and a shadow, if you will, to this, a transmission or a reception of this. So in the magician, strength, and devil card, which is the one note, if you will, or A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, the magician's the alchemist, the gold maker, the poet, the blacksmith, right? However you want to, that person or that being creates fire, water, earth, and air, right? And that's sort of what these represent here. And you have to have the strength and the knowledge and the passion or the fire, which is the devil, right, to make these things. The blacksmith, you can't be weak as a blacksmith, you have to have strength, right? The devil is passion, fire, right? It's temptation, right? That can be the poet, the artist, the singer, right? So if you are a singer and trying to make a living singing, right, do you have the strength? Do you have the ability to mix the notes accordingly, right? Are you trying to sing from your root chakra stories? Or are you up here in the spiritual stories, right? In the religious stories? Are you singing about your pain, or are you singing about joy? Right? Are you singing about a relationship, right? What is this? And if it's from a negative standpoint or a shadow standpoint, then your magic, your elixir, your music's going to sound a certain way. Right? Or if you're trying to make money, right? The alchemist can make money, right? They can turn elements into gold. And so if you want money, then we need to be focused on the magician, right? So when we bring in energy from the no thing or the pre-sent or sent, then we have to start the thought that, hey, we want money. Now, for what reason? Where are you operating from? From a deficit mentality, then you're going to get shadow back. Are you doing it with abundance and joyfulness? Are you doing it with a wonderment mentality, right? That yes, I want to sing inspiring music, right? Then this is sort of where we go up to the next one, where the muse or the high priestess, HP as high priestess, the hermit and the tower go together, right? And they're all in the twos, right? So muse is a physical, hermit, or the muse and high priestess is physical or mechanical, hermit mental or chemical, and tower is spiritual or electrical. The tower is where the lightning from the spiritual or the no thing comes into, right? And then enlightens the hermit through reflection, reflecting the ions of that light, and then inspiring or spiraling those ions from the sent all the way down into the represent. And then that's where we write those songs. That's where we want to invest. We want to gain knowledge about gold and silver and crypto, right? And the dollar, right? So the muse, hermit, and tower are all motivators, inspirers, and amusement. You're there to have fun. So if you are manifesting from a not fun perspective, then you're not going to have fun, right? Your journey's not going to be happy. You should enjoy the process. Right? So if you're not enjoying the process, you need to go back to where you started the thought from the no thing, reform it, reformation, reform the ions, and put them in an order for and joyful first, gratitude first. It's okay to have thoughts about what's not working, but we need to flip the script and go ahead and say, hey, I'm seeing what I don't want. What is it I do want? And then where are you asking that question from, or where are you operating from? Where are those thoughts operating? Operation. In order to create this operation, in military we had operations, right? Desert Storm, Desert Shield, this type of stuff. These were operations. And so it's how we operated those ions, right, in a mechanical, chemical, electrical sense. So we need to know how our ions are operating, because we're the doctor, right? You're the philosopher, right? The philosopher's stone is the ability to then change metal into gold. Right? We have to have this knowledge. You can change your thoughts that you have an idea, a song, into money, right? If you're motivated enough. Muse is all about motivation, right? Or inspiration. Muse, amusement, museums, right? They all have the muse in there. They inspire your thinking, right? But if you are more on the shadow realm of the ones, trying to create what it is you want, then you're going to get tempted to sing about negative things or always sound like a whiner, all right? So motivator, inspire, muse, or healer. So then we have the mother, wheel of fortune, and star. These are all in the same frequency column, if you will. These are just octaves. Low C, middle C, high C, however you want to look at that. So this realm is the healers, the nurturers, and the counselors. The star is about reconnecting you in your mind and your heart together, the earth and heaven together. It's about taking the two things that you've separated and bringing them back together again. So mother is, again, the healer, nurturer, counselor. Mother's so many great things, right? And if you don't have a good relationship with mother, at least in your thoughts, right? The reason you don't have a good relationship with your mother because it's your perception of mother. It's not who mother is, it's your perception of mother. Right? Or it's how you're thinking about mother. Yes, you may have bad mothers, we'll call it that, right? But it's your thoughts that you can also always shine love and light around them. Who they are is who they are. You can't control that, but you can control your original unformed thoughts into formed thoughts. You can clear away that force that you've put in front of yourself, right? Using it as an excuse not to share your light with the world. All right? So we'll go on. So Father, Justice, Moon. These are the moguls, the promoters, the discipline authority. Right? These are the guys that, guys, gals, whatever you want to call. This is just energy to me. All these are energies. It's not male or female. There's transmitters and receivers. There's promoting and receiving. Right? This is energy to me. How we form that into us in the energy realms. Before we became an earth being, we were energy beings, and we joined our energies into a DNA sequence, if you will, a spiral, that then became us, that then became a personality. A personality, persona, just means mask. So we don't want a mask in one sense. We want to show people what we are from within. This is living from your authentic moment, your present moment. This is how you're representing. So Father, Justice, Moon is again, mogul. This is the energy within you, the dominant energy within you that's going to hustle, that's going to get out there and promote yourself, right? You got to do this work. The more you show yourself, your authentic self, others will see that light within you and then want to help, right? Yes, there are always those who want to take advantage of you, but in some sense they help us become disciplined, and that's what this energy is. We become the authority of our own thoughts. Right, so that's what the Father, Priest, all that good stuff. Our Father, Moon. Justice is all about when we do meet these people who try to take advantage of us, we are the justice, we are the rulers, we are the Libra. Right? We are the rule maker and the judge. Right? We're the executioner. Right? It's up to us, the Libras, if you will, to continue our dreams. So the next group is in the blue, which is priest, hangman, and sun. So the spiritualist, the guide, the advisors, right? The hangman here is individuality. You have to be your own spiraling energy. You can't allow other energies to come into yours, right? Now, we are co-creators, and we do have other energies in us because we're all one energy. But we've divided these into 7 frequencies or personalities, right? So these personalities, I can call upon these personalities and join the 1, 4, 5 together, right? So if you know your music, 1, 4, 5 is the blues note, ba-da-da-da, right? It's the root to all rock and roll music, to rockabilly, to jazz, to everything. It has that 1, 4, 5 beat, which is red, green, and blue, right? RGB. And for those who know electronics, RGB is our red, green, blue. It creates all the other colors, right? Your TVs, all of it promotes those 3 colors. It's also a perfect tone within music. So the priest, hangman, and sun is our illumination, our guide, our enlightenment, right? This is your own inner spirit. This is your own inner guide. You're your own inner advisor. This is all esoteric, right? Lover's choice, death. Lovers and choice are the same to me. You have to love the choices you do or don't make the choice at all, because then you're going to get lower frequencies. So lovers, choice maker, that's pretty simple, right? You're the one in charge of making your decisions, and the decisions you make, because you're your own advisor or guide, right? You're your own promoter. You have to have the discipline. You have to heal what's within you, nurture yourself, get the counselor within, right? The esoteric counselor, be motivated, inspired, right? Are you amused at what you're doing? Are you having fun, right? Are you the one mixing the gold? Are you the poet? Right? You got to put your words together. This begins to create a path in the forest, right? We're always going to have thoughts. There's always going to be trees blocking us, right? Because we're thinkers. And then, but what we can do is create pathways, right? And that's part of the plan of that, is to create a path. And so what we're doing here is grooving in a path from the no thing to the thing world, right? So if you want to, we can easily take I'll go up here to 1, 4, 5. So 1, 4, 5, I can then say, okay, I want to make something. I want to create something. Not sure what it is, or I want to be a poet. I want to be a blacksmith, turn pottery, whatever. But I want to mix something together and then promote it. And I want to be disciplined about this, right? I want to be my own boss. I don't want to work for someone else. And I want to have the spiritual guidance, right? So any of these, so I can focus on these 3 personalities and use this, or archetypes. I can then, with this, type in, if you will, an arc into the unformed ions, and then my typing, right? I'm typecasting, if you will, the ions in a certain order, and then I'm going to be the promoter of those ions. Motor is to motive, right? Motivator. We go back down here to the muse. So we got the promoter of the energy. That making sense now? Yes, I'm bringing in two, but all these are all part of our personality. But if you don't know what personality is making the claim or stating or questing ions, right, or making the statement of what it is you choose to be, you're going to be confused with all the rest of them. That's what creates confused thoughts. All right? Now I'm going to keep going on, and if you're part of the Remembership Club, now I haven't set up any of the memberships yet, but you can go over there, and I'm going to continue on with this and give you more examples and then what directions to take within yourself in an extended video. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put a link down below, and then you can go over there and watch the extended video, guys. All right? Hopefully this is making a little sense on the realms of expanding consciousness, because it's taking thoughts and bringing them down into from the no thing to the thing, from the present or the present and the sent, all the way down to representing those thoughts that you think. All right? All right, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Share this video with your friends and family, and if it was good to you, if you got something out of it, then share that with others, all right? We'll see you tomorrow.